Hello my wonderful friends and welcome back. I hope you're doing really well. Today I join you from a beautiful, crisp, clear, sunny, gorgeous but very cold England. So I thought what better than to travel to some beautiful, hot Australian beaches. If you like seeing accessibility reviews on beautiful beaches,
you run out of water. Oh.
accessibility reviews on hotel room of horror,
And hello, someone's done their washing in there or something.
then you're in the right place. Today is going to be my third installment of my Australia series. If you don't know, then we visited Australia at Christmas and New Year. We've just come back. I have done flying for 24 hours and accessing some of Australia's beautiful bushwalks. If you haven't seen those already, then what are you waiting for? Head to the description and I'll leave them linked down below. But get your swimming cozies ready, get your board shorts on, slip, slop, slap and slide because you're in for a treat. Hello my wonderful friends and welcome to Manley Beach, which is on the North Shore outside of Sydney, and oh my goodness, it is so beautiful. It is so busy. I have never seen it this busy before, but I've never come in the height of summer. There is lots of parking, but obviously it's very, very busy. There's a little bit of disabled parking, but obviously I don't have my badge, so we parked in a normal space. But they tend to be quite wide, so it was quite good to get the chair in. But obviously if you're not parked in an accessible space, then there's no dropped curb. I heard a rumour that your accessible parking badge can be used worldwide. Fantastic. However, parking attendants can be very black and white. If they don't recognise something, they're like, nah, ticket, ticket. So I'm not sure. I would love to know if you have any advice on this. Can you use your accessible parking badge overseas? Our parking badges look completely different as well to the ones in America and in Australia. I was like, oh, I don't know about this. I don't want to park in an accessible parking spot with my badge and then end up with a ticket because someone's been very black and white about it, and then have to be dealing with a fine and contacting people from overseas. And another reason I didn't want to use my badge is because it actually expired on the 3rd of January. My new one has since come, but obviously expired while we were on holiday and I didn't have a new one to replace it. So if someone saw a badge that was out of date from overseas, I don't think it really stands in my favour. I just didn't think it was worth the hassle. And do you know what? We actually got by quite well. We managed to find parking. The parking wasn't too bad. There is changing rooms and toilets and everything down that way in sort of like the middle of the beach. And there were accessible ones. One was closed, but luckily the other one was open. Because I didn't have the MLAC key. The MLAC key is something I'm going to be talking about when we head over to Bondi. At the moment, we haven't found a ramp to get down onto the beach, but hopefully we will find one, or good old Sean, he can lift me down. We found access down to the beach on a nice gentle slope, which is by the Lifesaver Pavilion. In the Lifesaver Pavilion there are actually beach wheelchairs as well. Sometimes it is advised to contact the local council before you are going to visit and actually book the wheelchairs, and you can also find their phone numbers on the website because sometimes it can be difficult to find a lifeguard available to help you. This is what I look like in my Australian beach mode. But the question on everybody's lips was, how did I get into the sea?
Maybe. drag you. This is the one, Daisy.
Gonna open up and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I have never been keen on using a beach wheelchair. I used kind of poolside wheelchairs when we were in Disney parks. If you've seen those videos, they're great. Don't miss them. They're here. Sean has always carried me down. That's how we've always done it because there haven't always been beach wheelchairs available. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them, but there is just something about the beach wheelchairs that I don't like. I think it's because I feel quite vulnerable and there are just so many people around. I know it might sound really weird because you always see me so confident and yeah, whatever. And I do feel like that, but when it comes to the beach wheelchairs, it's just, I don't know what it is. However, I do feel that maybe on our next visit to Australia, I will give them a go. Sean's not getting any younger and I'm not getting any lighter. So here at Manley, the wharf is accessible from Circular Quay and it's a roll up the Corso down to the beach, which is nice and flat. It's all really flat and really accessible here. The beach is beautiful and they have some really, really lovely surf shops and restaurants and you can get amazing Aussie fish and chips.
And frozen yogurt.
Yes.
Right. I'm sorry to ruin your moment. I don't know why I said bro. This whole tub, you can fill it up. I'm so excited. There's so many stations, you do it yourself. I've got Nutella, normal, passion fruit, peach, cookies and cream. Then, whilst you're in the line, to make it a bit more exciting, you get to add your own toppings. But yeah, I did lychee, popping boba, white chocolate chips, and then the coconut stuff. Sorry, but that's so good.
The promenade running parallel to the beach is really lovely and flat and accessible, and it is lined with the famous Norfolk pines. If you do love strolling along the promenade and along the beach, then you can go from Manley to Shelley Beach. Shelley Beach is like a little cove. It's really popular with families because it's a little bit more secluded from the main beach, so the tide is a little bit more gentle there, and it's absolutely gorgeous. We didn't go this time because we just had so much fun where we were on the main beach. After a long busy day, it was then time for us to head back to our hotel.
There she is. There. Opera House will be to the left.
Wonderful friends, and welcome to my hotel room here in Darling Harbour at the Novotel in Sydney. On first impressions, the doorway is relatively wide. It's got enough room for me to roll around in. Sean is in a non-accessible room with his father and it's a lot narrower, so that's really good. We've also got a spy hole at my height. Let's go on and have a little bit further of a look. As we come through, we have a little tea and coffee making station. Now, I think we've been really lucky with our hotel rooms that I've shown you over the years on the channel, but this one doesn't quite cut the mustard for us. As you can see, the tea and coffee making facilities is way too high and quite dangerous if you're pouring boiling liquids. We've got the safe here at a good height. And in this cupboard here we have a fridge which is on, which is great, especially if you need to put any medications in or any food or anything like that. In here it's nice and spacious. We've got a nice big TV. The bed is quite high, but for me it is manageable. Coming over here, there is a blind operating hook there, which is obviously really hard to reach, and there's quite There's big heavy furniture in the way, which is quite difficult to use. In here, this is quite difficult to get to because we've got this chair in the way. And in this cupboard, there's a child in here, a young person.
I'm just not want to be on the camera right now, guys, so I'm just going to hide.
Okay, but I can't reach the hangers up there, which is a bit of a shame. Sorry, Days. We'll put you back in there. Right, we'll let you out soon. Let's go into the bathroom. These doorways are not the standard width doorways for wheelchairs. I feel these are a little bit thin, and the front door is a little bit thin as well. There's a little bit of a ramp to get in, which is good. Sean's one actually has a step, so they've obviously thought of that. Here we have the toilet with right-handed transfer rails, but nothing to come down on this side if you needed it. Then moving over to the sink, this is really great. It's a good height. I can see myself in the mirror, brush my teeth and do what I need to do there. I can access the towels, which are up here. However, I can't access the washing line to put my cozies on to dry when we've been at the beach all day. That's a bit annoying. So behind this door, if I close it, the door to the bathroom, is the extremely tiny shower. It is a zero entry roll-in shower, but I think a lot of you will be able to spot a lot of problems here. First of all, there is a shower chair. The chair's pretty heavy. It's difficult to pull across the whole room if you were staying here on your own. The armrests don't move. And then these are really hard to use, especially if you have any hand problems or upper arm problems. They're quite high. As you know, we stayed in a hotel in Mudgee, that was on my Instagram, and the levers for the shower were a lot easier to use. As you can see, they are almost impossible to use, especially if you can't lift your hands up over your head, or you have problems, or you have dexterity issues with your hands. Really, really hard to control, and you'd have to get someone to help you bring the shower down. However, there is great pressure and it is, you know, a great shower, but it's not, I wouldn't pass it. And another big thing, there's no emergency cords if you get into trouble here. Dun, dun, dun.
Hello, someone's done their washing in there or something. Dishwashers?
Update for you. The Novotel have been in touch. They did apologise. They said that they would take all my comments on board, and they did give us a token refund of less than about 20%. At least it was something, but honestly, it really was very disappointing. Hello, my wonderful friends, and welcome back. Today we are at the world famous Bondi Beach. Behind me, if you watch Bondi Rescue, then you may recognise the life-saving tower there.
A bit of Bondi Rescue being filmed.
We're going to go and check out some of the accessibility while we're here, so let's go! Obviously, being one of the most famous beaches, it is one of the most busy beaches, and it was really busy when we visited. There is a little bit of accessible parking, and if you are patient, parking does pop up now and again. There is a parking lot just next to the beach. At the top there are some souvenir shops and surf shops, which Daisy and I loved having a look in, but quite a lot of the souvenir shops, which I don't know about you, but I absolutely love looking in souvenir shops and seeing what wild things we can find. But I did find them almost impossible to get into because they are just full of stuff, and the aisleways are so narrow. So that was quite disappointing. This is the iconic Bondi Pavilion. As you can see behind me, it's having a little bit of revamp work done to it. And what I really like to see is that there are nice wheelchair accessible ramps either side, and it's marked with signage as well. On first impressions, it's all really zero entry through all the doorways. There's accessible doorways. There's also tactile braille, raised dots on the pavement as well, which is really great. And it just feels really nice and cruisy to roll around in. The architecture is beautiful.
Register, and then they give you a letter, I think, and then you go to a locksmith and they cut the key for you.
Okay. Yeah, we have a similar thing in the UK.
Yeah, it's auto close when you're done.
Okay, thank you so much. So wow, this is a pretty good, amazing, accessible bathroom here. We've got changing spaces, a hoist, we've got the shower and the toilet, and a really nice automatic door that opens out nice and easy. Zero entry here, and then it should automatically lock. So here in Australia, where you get your car registered if you have a disability, you then get some sort of code, I think, and then you can get one of the keys cut so that you can access the bathrooms here. Obviously, it's very similar to our radar key system in the UK, but I don't have one of the toilets, but someone on the premises did have one to let us in.
One step closer to the beach.
Yeah, we're getting there.
One more
Pretty
lap to
busy. So some of you may or may not know that here in Australia you must swim between the flags. That is where the lifesavers will watch. There are really dangerous rigs here in Bondi Beach. If you watch Bondi Rescue, you will know that for sure. But if you are coming and you are new to Australia, you must swim between the flags. We are at North Bondi Beach, and behind me there is the little children's rock pool, and the water is fed from the sea and looks really, really lovely in there. It would be a great place to go if you find that the ocean is a little bit too rough for you. The north end of the beach is a lot more accessible. There is a dedicated wheelchair ramp down to the beach. There's wheelchair access right down to the pool. The other ramps that you may have seen me using are a little bit steep, but they're there. There's a lot of sand on the ramp, which makes it a little bit hard to push on, so it's a bit of a slog getting back up. They have lockers, and inside the lockers there are beach wheelchairs that the lifeguards can get out for you, and then I'm assuming you can put your actual wheelchair into one of the lockers while you're on the beach, so it keeps it nice and safe. Again, you can check the website, the council's website. I think it's Waverley Council. Check their website. You may need to book one of the wheelchairs, but on Bondi Beach there are lots of lovely lifeguards on hand that you can ask about them if you need one. And if you have seen from my TikToks, shorts and Instagram, then you will have seen that they have showers for the beach wheelchairs. I was able to shower off my wheels. Yeah, we have touched down on Bondi sand. That's as far as we're gonna go. Wow, look at this.
There's the flag. There's the circle.
And we're recording.
Don't do it yet. Envy it. Wait till I've got you and we can walk there.
Alright, we're heading our way down to the ocean.
It'd be more difficult to go and get the
wheelchairs.
Oh, he's moved the flag.
Oh mate! No, they've moved the flags.
We've got further to go now.
Actually,
there's a few coming.
oh my god!
Go.
Oh, this is a good set. How much a safe set?
Oh, these are nice ones now. Got hammered a bit then, didn't we?
Oh yeah, that was so much fun though. Okay.
There we go. Right, there's the Bondi rescue.
We're going to be on Bondi Rescue.
Oh,
Oh no! Bondi Rescue.
wrong way. You run out of water. Oh. Let me carry you in. Look, your knees are red as anything.
Under the wave, that's the best way. But I wouldn't recommend doing this on your own. It's pretty brutal.
This one. Under.
I would love to know, what are some of the best beaches you have ever visited, or what beach do you dream of visiting? One day I would love to visit the Maldives, or Maldives, depending where you are, and I have to say, I think my favourite beach is Noosa, which is in Queensland, Australia, but we didn't visit it this time. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then I think you will enjoy accessibility at Blizzard Beach. In next week's video, we are going to be looking at some of the tourist attractions in Sydney and a little bit of their transport system as well. Thank you for watching. Bye!